Hello and welcome to our channel, Gold. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary journey of a man who came all the way from Latin America to London, with nothing but a dream in his heart and $50 in his pocket. But before we begin, let me tell you, this story isn't just about success or wealth. It's about resilience, courage, and the unshakable spirit of starting from nothing in a foreign land. By the end of this story, you'll understand how one immigrant rose above every obstacle to become a role model for millions, a living example of what determination and faith can achieve. This isn't just a story of success. This is the remarkable journey of Alejandro. Alejandro was born in a small town in Latin America, the eldest of 3 children. His father worked as a mechanic and his mother sold food at the local market to support the family. Alejandro had a very tough early life, and even sometimes, there wasn't enough food for family. But even in those hardships, Alejandro showed something different, an endless curiosity. From his early age, he loved numbers and mathematics. He was fascinated by how small amounts could grow if saved carefully. He was living in a town where having dreams like him were rare, and most people were concerned about just surviving in their life. When Alejandro finished school, he faced a painful reality. No jobs, no opportunities, and no future that looked brighter than his parents. So, at 18, he made a bold decision. He would leave home to find a better life. After convincing his parents, he decided to leave his hometown, and with just $50, a few clothes in his backpack, and almost no English, he boarded a flight to London. He remembered his father's last line before leaving home. His father placed a calloused hand on his shoulder and said, "My son, make this sacrifice worth it." After arriving in London, it was not the dream he imagined. The city was cold, expensive, and lonely. He had no friends, no family, and no safe place to stay. He spent few of his nights on station before he got sharing room with other immigrants. In his early days, hunger became familiar to him, and exhaustion followed him everywhere. He got some jobs to feed himself with whatever he was able to do. We worked as cleaner in kitchen and also delivered packets. The pay was barely enough for food, but Alejandro saved every single pound he could. At night, while others rested, he walked to the public library. Surrounded by strangers and the quiet hum of old lights, he began to teach himself English, one word at a time. Alongside the language, he discovered a new obsession: investing. He read everything he could about markets, economics, and money. He didn't understand much at first, but he knew one truth deep inside. If he could learn how money worked, he could change his life forever. 2 years later, Alejandro had managed to save a few £100, his most precious possession. Instead of using it for comfort, he decided to take a risk and opened a small brokerage account. The first few trades were failures. His savings dropped, and for a moment, it felt like his dream was slipping away. But Alejandro refused to give up. Each mistake became a lesson, each loss a step forward. He studied harder, learned to stay calm during market swings, and discovered that patience was the key. Slowly, his small investments began to grow. He learned discipline, he learned control, and most importantly, he learned that success was built on persistence, not luck. By his mid-20s, Alejandro's portfolio was growing steadily. He lived with the same simplicity: cheap meals, old clothes, long walks to save money. Every pound saved was another investment for his future. Other immigrants noticed his quiet progress. Some asked him to help them manage their savings, and Alejandro agreed, handling their money as carefully as his own. His approach worked and word spread. Soon, he was no longer just investing for himself, but helping others build their futures too. After getting some experience, Alejandro took another leap. He rented a small office, just one desk, one chair, and a second-hand computer. But that office was the beginning of something incredible: his own investment firm. At first, he handled small clients, families, shop owners, and local professionals. Then came bigger investors. His reputation grew quickly because of one simple rule he lived by. He believed in himself and worked harder than anyone else, and never forget the value of a single pound. Every market crash and crisis, Alejandro's calm and steady hand guided his clients safely. He understood struggle. He had faced it all his life. That resilience became his greatest strength in the unpredictable world of finance. After many years passed, and the boy who once scrubbed floors to survive became one of Europe's most respected investors. His firm grew into one of the continent's largest, managing billions in assets. His personal fortune climbed into the billions, but Alejandro's greatest pride wasn't the wealth. It was the promise he had kept to himself and his family. He often returned to immigrant neighborhoods to share his story. He told young people, "It will be hard, you'll fail, you'll want to quit. But if you keep learning, keep believing, and keep moving forward, you'll make it." Alejandro founded a non-profit organization to support immigrant entrepreneurs, offering mentorship, funding, and belief where others only saw obstacles. His message became a beacon for dreamers everywhere. Now we will move towards the conclusion of this story, that Alejandro's story isn't one of luck or shortcuts. It's a story of hunger, discipline, and the courage to keep moving even when the road disappears. From counting coins at his mother's market stall to managing billions across the world, Alejandro proved that it doesn't matter where you start. It matters how hard you're willing to fight for where you want to go. His journey reminds us all, no dream is too distant and no beginning is too small.